Halal, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, Brakti YAHAWAH, Brakti YAHAWASHI, Shalom. Dub said Els of GMS, great Mr. Shalom. Shalom to the elect of the 12 treasure scattered abroad. Greetings. We call ourselves the hopeful elect because we do not know who the elect are. Psalm chapter 102, verse 13. Thou shalt arise and have mercy upon Zion, upon the Israelites, starting with the elect. For the time to favor her, yea, the set time is come. YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI shall arise. Psalm chapter 119, verse 126. It is time for thee, Yahweh. It is time for thee, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, to work. They have made void thy law. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith YAHWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, until the day that I rise up to the prayer. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. We gotta wait for YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI to arise. We are not to be caught with this man. We wait for YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Our warfare right now is spiritual. YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI is going to gather the nations and assemble the kingdoms, to pour out upon them his indignation, even all his fierce indignation. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of his jealousy. Them ICBMs, they're going to bring what? Fire. YAHAWASHI is going to come back, all the holy angels, that's going to bring what? More fire. Nuclear missiles bring fire and brimstone. America is going to be that lake of fire and brimstone, pursuing to the scriptures. And have mercy upon Zion, starting with the elect. And the 2/3 will come back as the children of the elect. Romans chapter 11, verse 26. And so all Israel shall be saved, as is written, there shall come out of Zion, out of Israel, the deliverer, that is YAHAWASHI, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. The name YAHAWASHI, Yah meaning he, Hawashai means saved. So the name YAHAWASHI means he saves, he delivers. The name of his father is Yahawah. Yah meaning he, Hawa meaning exists. So the name of the Father is Yahweh, which means he exists. The name of the Son is YAHAWASHI, which means he saves, he is the deliverer. And have mercy upon Zion, upon Israel, beginning with the elect. Isaiah chapter 61, verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord Yahweh is upon me, because Yahweh hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. The meek in these times is the elect. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, the elect, to proclaim liberty to the captives, Israel's captives. There's truth, 100% truth, green passage pursuant to Psalm 23rd chapter. Is for who in these times? The elect. And the opening of the prison to them that are bound. Just went over that. These times, the elect. So the Spirit of the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI is upon his prophets in these times. And they have been anointed to preach good tidings unto the meek, the brokenhearted, liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of Yahweh, to proclaim the acceptable year of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, and the day of vengeance of our God, our power, to comfort all that mourn. YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI is going to comfort his elect that mourn, them that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. That is the elect, pursuant to the book of Ezekiel, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. Wow. That they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of YAHWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, that he might be glorified. Spirit of heaviness, that's sadness, heavy sadness. Not that you know you have a balance, because if you sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, that's part of that spirit of heaviness, that sadness. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 18. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. So that's a certain amount of sadness, that spirit of heaviness. So Yahuwah Bahasham Yahawashi is going to have mercy upon Israel, beginning with the elect, for the time to favor her. Yea, the time is come. For thy servants take pleasure in her stones, and favor the dust thereof. Jeremiah chapter 6 verse 16. Thus saith Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, stand thee in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk in them. The two-thirds have said, we will not walk in them. But the elect will stand in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and they will walk therein. That's going to these scriptures, all that. Going to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your abilities. We will not be able to keep all of them in captivity. There's a bunch of laws we cannot keep in captivity. You know, if you touch an unclean animal that's dead, you are now unclean. Leviticus chapter 11 verse 23. But all other flying creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you. And for these you shall be unclean. Whosoever toucheth the carcass of them shall be unclean until the evening. So this is the NIV. You will make yourself unclean by these. Whosoever touches their carcass will be unclean till evening. So touching the dead body of an unclean insect will make you unclean. So if you killed that fly today on your wall, you know what that means? You're unclean. And with the uncleanness and the high holy days and all that, and you touched it, you kicked it, other things in your food. Where was your food? Who was touching your food? What was touching your food? And so on and so forth and all that. What's in your boxes and all that. What was touching what? Of that box that you just touched at the store. And so on and so forth. So you know it's to the best of your abilities we rehearse the righteous acts pursuing the Judges chapter 5 verse 11. That is what we are to do. The elect will do that. Read Romans chapter 3 verse 31. Do we then make the void the law through this faith? No. Yea, we establish the law. The word therefore God forbid in Romans chapter 3 verse 31 is no. So do we make then void the law through this faith? No, we do not. You follow it to the best of your abilities. Do we then make void the law through this faith? We do not. We establish the law. Yahawashi spoke about, if you teach to break the least of these commandments, you shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven in the scriptures, to the best of your abilities. However, we sin every day. Our righteousnesses is as menstrual rags. Where is that? I believe it's Isaiah 64. Oh, kicked out. Isaiah 64 and 6. Make it CEB. Alright, here it is. Isaiah 64, verse 6. For we are all as an unclean thing, and all our righteousnesses are as filthy rags, and we all do fade as a leaf, and all iniquities, like the wind, have taken us away. So if you go into the Hebrew for filthy, it's going to be Idah in the Hebrew, which will lead you to menstrual, like a woman on her period, menstrual rag. Menstrual. It's disgusting. But we sin every day. When these fleshly bodies, the creature was made subject to vanity, was subject to going off and sinning. Now the scriptures speak about Romans 8 verse 20, for the creature was made subject to vanity, was subject to going off and sinning. We sin every day, not willingly, but by reason of him who hath subjected the same in hope, with prisoners of hope, according to the scriptures, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of Yahawah. A woman's on her period, she sits down in a chair, and so on and so forth. You become unclean from sitting down where she just sat. And with the Sabbath and all that, certain brothers have to work and so on and so forth. The LGBTQ community, according to the law, is supposed to be put to death. However, we can keep that in captivity. They will Esau will try and throw you in jail under hate charges. Look at that now. And now that said brother can't be on the highways and hedges teaching the true words of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI because he's in jail. The scriptures speak about 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 3, giving no offense at anything, that the ministry be not blamed. The ministry surely indeed would be blamed if you start doing that and say, I follow the laws, the statutes, commandments. Or if you're saying you're a Hebrew Israelite and so on and so forth with it, you would be bringing the ministry blame. Wise as serpents, harmless as doves, as Yahawashi spoke about. Yahawashi sent out the 12 as sheep amongst the wolves, and he told them to be wise as serpents, harmless as doves. And notice in the order, wise as serpents and then harmless as doves. Not harmless as doves and wise as serpents. Wise as serpents and then harmless as doves. So the elect will go on those old paths and have pleasure in them. Let's go to verse 15. So the heathen shall fear the name of Yahawah, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, and all the kings of the earth thy glory. Ezekiel chapter 39 verse 21. And I will set my glory among the heathen, and all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed, and my hand that I have laid upon them. Going into destruction, all that. Yahawashi is going to come up with the holy angels, all that. So the house of Israel shall know that I, Yahawah, their God, their power, from that day forward. Don't forget about the new covenant. When the elect is changed, they're going to be under that new covenant, the new bodies, never going to sin again, never going to die. They're going to have the laws, statutes, commandments in their inward parts, that heart of stone. They're not going to have a heart of stone. They're going to have a heart of flesh. Matthew chapter 24, verse 31, Red letter words of Yahawashi. You shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet. They shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Yahawashi is going to come back with the holy angels, pursuing to the scriptures. Verse 29, Matthew chapter 24, verse 29, Red letter words of Yahawashi. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, read Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7, Jacob's trouble, tribulation, Jacob's trouble. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Pursuant to Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Who is the he that shall be saved out of it? The elect amongst Jacob. And Jacob is who? Israel. So the elect amongst Israel. And the elect amongst Israel are scattered. But the greatest deliverance of the elect will come out of America, USA, pursuing to the scriptures. They're going to be delivered from the North Country. Daniel chapter 12 verse 1 goes up to this as well. Shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light. Nuclear destruction, mushroom clouds can do that. Will do that. Darken the sun, the moon shall not give her light. The stars shall fall from heaven, that's the missiles. ICBM missiles, when they fly, they look like stars at a distance. And if any other missiles be flying, that be shot, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Esau is in a condition of heaven right now, in rulership and power. So the powers, the elites amongst these Edomites, are even going to be shaken up on that day. It's going to be a scary day. Haggai chapter 2 verse 4. Yet now be strong, O Zerubbabel, saith Yahweh, and be strong, O Joshua, son of Josedek, how do you pronounce his name, the high priest, and be strong, all ye people of the land of, saith Yahweh, and walk, for I am with you, saith Yahweh of hosts. So this was back then, ancient world. Now these times, yet now be strong, O the elect, saith YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Be strong, the elect. Be strong, all the elect, saith YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. For I am with you, saith Yahweh of hosts. Hosts is going to armies. YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI of hosts. And the prophets, they're going to be walking, teaching, putting up videos. That counts as when the true prophets is teaching and preaching. That counts as what? According to the word that I covenanted with you when ye came out of Egypt, so my spirit madeth among you. Fear ye not. Now in these times, Yahushua did that sacrifice, major big sacrifice, died on that cross. So now we are under grace. But we are not under the new covenant yet. So remember that. The Rakah Kodash, the Holy Spirit, is amongst his elect. Fear ye not. 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7. For God, Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, hath not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. For thus saith Yahawah of hosts, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI of hosts, yet once it is a little while, and I will shake the heavens and the earth and the sea and the dry land. And I will shake all nations, and the desire of all nations shall come, and I will fill this house with glory, saith Yahawah of hosts. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, the physical earth. Isaiah chapter 24 verse 20. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. ICBMs are going to shake the world. One ICBM, when the Star of Bomber went off, that shockwave went throughout the entire world. And I believe it did it multiple times. Let's pull it up. This is one example. The Saraboma. Did the Saraboma shake the earth? Yes, the Saraboma's explosion to generate significant seismic activity, causing shockwaves that suckered the earth 3 times and were felt globally. So imagine when all the nukes is fired up. So like in storage space. So imagine when Yahushua comes back, all the holy angels bring fire and devastation, destruction, all them ICBMs fired upon America and wherever else in the world. Israel will get hit as well and be destroyed, but be rebuilt back up again and be inhabited. Unlike America, pursuant to the scriptures, will never be inhabited by mankind ever again, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, according to the book of Isaiah. Read Revelation chapter 18 verse 1. The foul of every unclean and hateful spirit. What's going to be here when that fire dies down? It's going to be a desert, and wild beasts of the desert are going to be here. Isaiah chapter 34 also talks about that as well. Isaiah chapter 34 verse 11. When that fire dies down, but the cormorant, the bittern shall possess it. The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it. And you shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. When America is destroyed, liquefied and melted, because America is going to be a lake of fire and brimstone. It's going to be liquefied. You ain't going to be able to tell which state was which, all that. It's going to be confusion. It's going to be stones of emptiness over here. Line of confusion. Just speaking about the line of confusion, then the state borders ain't going to be able to know all that, which, and all that. You're going to have the stones of emptiness over here. Haggai. Just reading them in the book of Haggai. The powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Esau is the ruler. So the powers, the elites, Esau's heaven shall be shaken. Then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. Who's this? Son of Man? YAHAWASHI in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. They shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. The clouds here is referring to what? What the world calls UFOs or UAPs. Chariots in the scriptures. Psalm chapter 68 verse 17. The chariots of the word there for God in the Hebrew is Alahayim. The chariots of Alahayim are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them as in Sinai in the holy place. So in the ancient world, when the chariots was there in Sinai, YAHAWASHI was amongst the chariots. YAHAWASHI came with the chariot that he came in with when the Israelites was being delivered out of Egypt and so on and so forth. YAHAWASHI was in what the world will call UFO amongst Israelites, amongst Israel. When Moses went up into the mount, YAHAWASHI was there in what the world will call UFO or UAP. As in Sinai, in the holy place. So YAHAWASHI was there in Sinai, in the holy place. Your brothers believe that Sinai, and I agree with them, Sinai was a chariot with the world will call UFO or UAP. So YAHAWASHI is going to come back with the angels and be amongst them as in Sinai, in the holy place. Mount Sinai with Moses and all that. I was saying the brothers believe that to be what the world will call UFO or UAP, for just chariot in the scriptures. I agree. Exodus chapter 19 verse 18, KJV. And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke, because Yahweh descended upon it in fire, and the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. That mountain, Mount Sinai, would have been a chariot, what the world called UFO, UAP. And if the wrong person got too close or touched it, even an animal, they got put to death. Psalm chapter 99 verse 1, Yahweh reigneth, Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi reigneth. Let the people tremble, he sitteth between the cherubs, let the earth be moved. When Yahushua comes back, all the holy angels, the people are going to tremble. Psalm chapter 72 verse 18, blessed be Yahweh God, the God of Israel. Blessed be Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi, the God, the power, the God of Israel, who only doeth wondrous things. So it's going to be something when Yahweh shall come back. Isaiah chapter 63 goes into it. 2nd Ezra 13th chapter goes into it as well. He shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. The elect are scattered across the world. James chapter 1 verse 1, James the servant of Yahweh and of the Lord, Yahawashi Mashiach, to the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad, greetings. And the elect are scattered abroad. Here you go, that precept. Barakatah YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. The water YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Psalm chapter 86 verse 10. For thou art great and doest wondrous things. Thou art God. The word there for God in the Hebrew is Alahayim alone. YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, doth great and doth marvelous wondrous things. Thou art God alone. Matthew chapter 25, verse 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, come back with the Son of Man is who? YAHAWASHI. Then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, as the Lord was amongst them in Sinai in the holy place, with the Son of Man coming back and the holy angels being amongst him. The Lord was amongst them in Sinai in the holy place. So for verse 31, as in Sinai in the holy place, the Lord is amongst them, that is a precept connecting right there. Because when the Lord was amongst them, Mount Sinai was there, it was burning and all that. When Yahawashi come back, he's coming back with what? Fire. Mount Sinai had all that fire about it. Isaiah chapter 66, verse 15. For behold, Yahawah Bahashaam Yahawashi will come with fire. The follow Yahawah is going to send his son Yahawashi back. Yahawashi is coming in the name of his father as he did aforetime. He's coming back to do it again, pursuing to the scriptures. For behold, Yahawah will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, UFOs, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will Yahawah plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahawah shall be many. Yahweh shall come back in the name of his father. The slain of Yahawah Bahashaam Yahawashi shall be many. The word there for plead is not like make a peace treaty. Trump is a good negotiator, so it's gonna make a good peace treaty with Yahawashi. No. Skip Blue Letter Bible. Oh wow. Okay. Isaiah 66. 16. Go here for plead.
Strong's H8199. Shaphat.
To judge. Their judgment is being put to death. Govern. You are now being governed, and your judgment is to be put to death. Punished, put to death. To rule, put to death. To execute judgment, put to death. Condemning and punishing, put to death. And it's not going to be by fire and by his sword. A sword is a killing instrument. This fire is used for destruction. And the sword is a killing instrument. It's not going to be a peace agreement. So Yahweh Bahashaam Yahawashi will have mercy upon his elect. Upon Israel, beginning with the elect, for the time to favor her, yea, the set time is come. And on that note, Shalom. Kal Halal Yahawah Bahashaam Yahawashi Bahashaam Rakal Kodash, Brak the Yahawah, Brak the Yahawashi, Shalom. Took honor to the elders, G, my great wisdom. Shalom.